Welcome to this information webinar for employers and rising star categories of the National Apprenticeship Boards 2021. This will include hints and tips on completing an application. This is an information webinar number 1. There is another webinar available that you can listen to for the apprentice and apprentice champion categories. I'm Steve Jenkins. I'm a Senior Manager for the National Apprenticeship Awards. And during this webinar, we will talk about explaining the different categories and regional areas for the National Apprenticeship Awards, how the awards recognise excellence in business and learners, and that entering is a win-win situation, what to think about when putting together your entry and what judges are looking for in a quality application, and finally, where to access further support and information. As I said earlier, the awards aim to provide an opportunity for employers, apprentices and those who champion apprenticeships to demonstrate the excellence of their achievements. There are 3 employer awards that are categorised according to employee headcount. The Rising Star category was launched in 2018 and enables employers to nominate an apprentice who is a rising star. There are 3 learner awards based on the level of the apprenticeship they are completing. If their apprenticeship was completed over 12 months ago, entrants should apply for the Apprenticeship Champion category if appropriate. Stronger entrants have usually completed more than 50% of their current apprenticeship. The further they are through the apprenticeship, the more evidence is available to substantiate the answers. As mentioned, the champion category is open to individuals who go above and beyond champion apprenticeships. The Apprenticeship Champion category is initially by nomination, which will come from a colleague or contact who recognises their champion credentials. The champion themselves will then continue to complete the entry form. Providers can help the entrant apply online for apprentice, champion and employer categories. An apprentice can only apply in one category, i.e. entry in Apprentice of the Year excludes entry to Apprenticeship Champion for an individual who has already completed their apprenticeship. There are 9 regions. Your entry will be allocated using the postcode you provide in the entry form. For the majority of employers, this would be your head office location. However, you can apply to any region, providing you have an apprenticeship presence in that region. These are some of the benefits available to award winners. As well as recognition for winning throughout the year and beyond, winners are known to benefit in other ways. Employers and apprentice winners often receive extensive coverage across different media, such as radio and TV interviews, press coverage online and in local newspapers, advertising campaigns. Previous national employer campaigns have featured past award winners. Also case studies which are used when speaking to organisations about engaging with apprenticeships, and for social media content. You should note that even if the application isn't chosen as a finalist, it could still be considered for niche media requests. Winners can be invited to join advisory boards, ambassadorial groups and task force. These groups all help to inform the government's future policy of apprenticeships. Examples of some typical activity winners have been invited to attend or even to speak at include Buckingham Palace, the House of Commons, Number 10, as well as many local schools and employers. Whatever the category, the main points for us to highlight today are: many applications fall out of the process early due to the lack of evidence provided. You need to give strong and concrete examples of how exceptional you are. Higher scores are awarded to those who prove they are clearly better than the average. Entering the awards is not the time to be modest. Think of it as entering as to be on a par with a job application, and make your application stand out. Another popular reason for applications falling out of the process is because applicants don't give a baseline. Think about it this way. If an application states a 50% improvement during the last 12 months, 50% actually equates to zero if nothing is provided as a baseline. You should also consider that the applications are sifted by independent assessors. They do not know anything about you or your apprenticeship program. It's important you don't assume they do. Insider information is not allowed during the panels either. The judges are only permitted to make their decisions based upon the content provided in the application. So the main point here is to remember to include everything pertinent and evidence it. The judges want to feel that the apprenticeship is a journey, not a destination, so provide clarity about the future. For example, employers tell us about what your apprenticeship plans and targets are, or for apprentices, what are your aims and ambitions for the future? Or for champions, do you have ambassadorial aims? I know all this seems obvious, but they are the main reasons why applications don't make it through the judging panels. To support you in entering the awards, the dates for 2021 are below. The application windows for the awards 2021 will be open until the 28th of July. During August, we will assess and moderate the entries, and then regional judging panels take place in September. Regional winners and highly commended will be announced during ceremonies in October. National judging will take place in November, and the national event takes place on Wednesday, the 1st of December 2021. Please note that all dates are subject to change, but any changes will be communicated through the awards mailings. Sign up by visiting appawards.co.uk and completing the newsletter sign up. The link is at the bottom of the web page. It is a very short form. You may also find it useful to understand the different stages of the awards. After the awards close for entries, the administration team will do a bit of housekeeping. This team check the applications are complete, such as making sure the reference for learner and champion is appropriate and included. The assessment stage is completed by a team of independent assessors who score your responses against a criteria based on the questions. Remember, they are looking for evidence to base your claims on. The 5 highest scoring applications are identified and passed on to the regional judging panel. The panel look at the entries, debate them and select the finalists. Regional panel award up to 1 winner and 1 highly commended for each judging region. All regional winners progress through to the national judging panel. From here, a shortlist for each category will be decided, and they will be invited to the national ceremony where a national winner will be announced. The national panel has the pleasure of selecting the national finalists. There is 1 winner and 2 highly commended. All 3 are invited to the national ceremony. The website hosts further questions and answers. Supporting documents, including application guidance, 10-step plan, benefits of entering and terms and conditions, are also included on the website. The application site is very simple to use. There is a help desk number and email account if you have any questions. And there is additional media from the 2020 ceremony that's available on YouTube, and you can check out previous awards on the Flickr channel. Check out the awards website for links. But do please let us know if you need anything else. Here are the most frequently asked questions, all of which are available on our website. Question 1. Are the awards free to enter? Yes, they are. Question 2. As an employer, can I nominate my apprentice? An employer can help an apprentice to complete their entry. If you want to be able to start inputting the answers for the apprentice, you would need their own login to complete. Please register as an employer and then set up an account via your registration for the apprentice. You are able to register multiple apprentices via this route. An apprentice can enter both the Apprentice of the Year, and the employer can also nominate them in the Rising Star category. Importantly, you cannot send a reference request to the same email account used to register your account. You can contact the helpline for further information. Question 3. Can anyone nominate an apprentice champion? Mainly yes. The only restriction is that you shouldn't nominate a direct line manager or gain financially as a result of the nomination. Apprenticeship Champion of the Year applicants will not need to request a reference, as this is included within the initial nomination. Please ensure that the person you are thinking of nominating is not still completing their apprenticeship, as they will be ineligible for the Apprentice Champion category. Please see guidance for details. Question 4. How many evidence documents can I add to my entry? You are only allowed one evidence document. This allows you to include charts, tables, or graphs to help demonstrate metrics such as statistics. There is a word count of 250 words for apprentice and employer categories and a maximum file size of 3 MB. For the champion category, it is also one evidence document, but this should be a portfolio upload with a 750 word allowance and a maximum file size of 3 MB. The judges are looking for examples of how you proactively advocate apprenticeships and consider yourself to be an exemplar. Question 5. How do I know what judging region to select? For apprentice and champion entries, the judging region is based upon your normal place of work. On the entry form, you will need to insert the full address of where you work, and the postcode will allocate your entry to one of the 9 regional judging areas. For employer entries, this is based on an organisation address. It is often the address of the head office or where the majority of apprentices are based. Question number 6. How many entries can I submit? Only one entry is allowed per employer organisation. If you are a multi-sited organisation, your entry will be allocated to the judging area based upon the postcode of your organisation as given on the entry form. As I said earlier, this is usually the location of your head office or the site where the majority of apprenticeship training takes place. There is no limit to the total number of apprentice or champion entries from an organisation. An apprentice or champion can also only submit one entry and cannot enter both the apprentice and champion categories. Question 7. What happens to my entry after I submit it online? Following the closing date, the admin team check the entries for completeness. If there is any information that needs to be queried, they will contact the apprentice, champion, or employer listed in the entry rather than the learning provider or registrant. The entry is then assessed against the scoring criteria and the top 5 in each category sent through to the regional panels. Following assessment and moderation, emails are sent to all entrants advising if their entry is going forward to regional panel or advise that the entry was unsuccessful. The regional judging panel select one regional winner and up to one regional highly commended in each category. The regional winners then go through to the national judging panel. Question 8. I submitted an entry last year. Do I need to complete the whole form or just the resubmission part? You will need to complete the whole form due to the changing criteria. You will also need to complete the resubmission question in the entry form. If you have any further questions, then please contact the helpline on 0800 954 8896 or email entries@appawards.co.uk. Thank you for your time and good luck.